So first we're going to start with our space background. I'm going to start this by tracing 4 circles. You can do this with whatever you got, cups, lids, tape, whatever you've got around the house or at school right now. It's nice to do different sizes, some small, some big. Also spread them out across the paper. Some on the left, some on the right, some on the top, some on the bottom. It's just going to make your composition more interesting. Now on one of them, I'd like you to place another circle on top of another circle so it overlaps a little bit. It's just going to be a moon on one of the planets. You can do this more than once if you'd like. Now I'm going to bring out the oil pastels and I'm going to color one of those circles, pressing very hard till I color in the entire circle. Press real hard so we get a lot of the oil pastel down on the paper. Now after I'm done with that, I'm going to grab a white oil pastel and I'm just going to, pressing very hard, put it on one side of my planet. I'm just going to press really hard, just put it right over the other color. Now, on the other side of my planet, I'm just going to put a little bit of black oil pastel. Now we are going to do some blending. Now, you can use your finger. Some people don't like that, and they will use a piece of Kleenex or paper towel or something. But what you're going to do is pull some of that white color in to the other color you used. It's okay to add a little bit of the other color back into the planet if you rub too much of it off, but I'm going to pull that light and blend it together with that other color. Sometimes blending is adding a little bit of color, adding a little bit of white, adding a little bit of color, adding a little bit of white over and over again until you get the right mix. But pulling those colors together so it gradually turns from one color, from a lighter color to another color is what blending is all about. After this, I am going to do the exact same thing with the black part of my planet. I'm going to pull some of that black into my planet, or I'm going to add some green and pull it back into the black. So it slowly turns from light to the color and then to dark of the color. After that, you're just going to do the same thing with all of the other planets. Switch up the colors because that's just going to make your art way more interesting. This is not our solar system, so it can be an imaginary solar system. But we're going to add one color, pushing very, very hard, and then we're going to add white on one side, blend it into that color, and black on the other side, blending into that color. So it slowly turns from light to medium to dark as we bring our eyes across the planet. Take your time with this. Adding a little bit of color back in is sometimes necessary to make it look right. Don't get discouraged if you rub off a lot of the color and it doesn't look right, because you can always add more. That's the nice thing about oil pastels. Now, when you get to your planets with the moon, you're going to do pretty much the same thing, except you're going to have to stop with the one planet when you hit the moon to show the overlap of the moon. But other than that, it's exactly the same. I'm putting down one color, I'm adding white to one side, black to the other, and then blending it slowly. So it slowly changes color from a light color to a medium color to a dark color, blending those colors together, creating a gradient. Now on at least one of the planets, I'd like you to give it a ring. I'm using yellow, you could also use white. You're going to make the ring going in front of the planet in one space, in one part, and behind the planet in another part of the ring. So you're going to have to use overlap to show that. So it looks like the ring is actually going behind the planet. Now, after you've made all of your planets, let's put some stars in. I'm just putting dots in. They can be kind of all over the place. I wouldn't make the whole composition too busy. I'm also going to put in some comets or shooting stars or something in it just to make my composition more interesting. And that is our background for our project.